From the four lines of the gridiron to inside the four lines of your TV screens right now. Welcome in to Friday Night Hits. I'm Mark Whiteman. Thanks as always for joining us. We have a long-running game of the week tonight, so we're going to hold off on showing you those highlights. We hope to have them in a little bit. It was a great game between Gaffney and JL Mann. But while we wait for those highlights to come in, we're going to look at the rest of the slate because it was a wonderful night of high school football all across our area. And we begin with Mountain View Prep, who made quite the statement in their maiden football voyage last weekend. A 69-0 shutout over Atlantic Collegiate, visiting Southside Christian tonight. The Sabres made the jump from 1A to 3A this offseason. The Stars also in 3A, but this is not, of course, a region matchup. Too early in the season for that. Mountain View actually scored on their very first play. It was called back by holding, so now they're backed up in their own end. Bryson Drummond just trying to make something happen. That's a backwards pass. That's a fumble. Lawson Pasco heads up play, and that sets up the Sabres. Ethan Rhodes enters the Villa. Southside Christian strikes first 7-0. But Mountain View now just past midfield. Drummond going deep to KD Hainsworth. That is the first of, count them, 7 unanswered touchdowns for the Stars. And Mountain View beats Southside Christian 49-7. St. Joe's rallied for a Week 0 win. Tonight marched up to Inman to meet Chapman. Panthers led 14-13 at the half. Chapman on the doorstep. Justin Dawkins, he just does get in. 21-13 Panthers. St. Joe's would answer. William Gillespie. Willie's got wheels. Scampers 44 yards for 6. Gillespie would tie it himself with a 2-point try on the next play. Into the fourth quarter now. Still tied at 21. And Dawkins, another one. He pushes the Panthers ahead. Chapman on top, 35-21 over St. Joe's. A couple of Week 0 winners here. The Woodruff Wolverines and Fountain in Fury both prevailing in shootouts last week. Woodruff getting the game started with Aiden Gibson. He had a 100-yard touchdown last week, and he is doing his thing again. Muscles through a tackle, takes it the distance for a 43-yard scoring run. Oh, and the Woodruff students, they're fired up about it. Now it's Woodruff's TJ Morris. We've seen the run game. Here's the pass game, too. Hits Cam Taylor, a 33-yard touchdown. The Wolverines are rolling. They cap off another long drive. Trey Rogers powers up the middle for 6. Woodruff goes on top 21-7. Fountain actually fights all the way back, but the Wolverines hang on, and they move to 2-0, 30-27. Not many teams had a grittier opening week win than Spartanburg, who trailed in the final minutes before blocking a punt and kicking the game-winning field goal at South Point last Friday. So what a way to kick off now your home slate, hosting reigning 5A champ Dutch Fork. The Vikings down 14-7 in the third. Trey Burke just looking for someone over the middle, but he finds Raleigh Salters Jr. That's Dutch Fork Silver Foxes coming up with an interception on the ensuing Dutch Fork drive. Ethan Offing rolls out, hits KJ Smith, powers his way through for a touchdown. Dutch Fork up 21-7 at that juncture. It's actually they had a lengthy lightning delay, so this game's still going on, but late in the fourth quarter, you can see right there, Dutch Fork leads 24-7. Big-time matchup in the Midlands. The Burns Rebels running on down to Irma. This game absolutely delivered. Aaron Brand scrambling out, finds Malik Miller. Irma takes an early 7-0 lead. And he's mean bugging for the camera. Of course he is. Yellow Jackets had 14-0 in the second. Burns getting into the mix. Kane Rogers finds Elijah Clark. Rebels cut the deficit to 7, but Irmo able to fend off Burns in a back-and-forth battle. It's Irmo on top eventually, 35-27, as Burns falls to 0-2. BHP scored plenty of TDs last Friday. Greer hoping to shake off a rough opener. Jackets forcing the punt in the first, but it's muffed. Tajan Watson-Martin, the scoop and score. Bears on the board first. In the opening quarter, BHP has the ball again. Marquise Henderson scored 4 times last Friday. Another explosive touchdown for the future Clemson Tiger. BHP moves to 2-0. They get a 37-7 win over the Yellow Jackets. Crosstown rivals together again. Lawrence traveling to Wilder Stadium, having lost their last 3 meetings with Clinton. Both teams losing last week, so you got a bit of a pressure cooker in Clinton early in the season. Scoreless in the opening quarter. That's Clinton's Tyshawn Richardson faking the handoff. Javen Cook takes the ball, scores the first touchdown of the game. 7-0 Clinton. Lawrence has the ball now. Will Thompson handing it off and Lawrence gets in the end zone for a Raiders touchdown. The 2-point conversion is good, so Lawrence actually leading at that point 8-7. But from there, it was all about the Red Devils. Rhett Gilliam pushing through for another Clemens score, and they go on to get a 35-8 win. The Abbeville Panthers on the prowl at Powdersville. Pats coming off a 1-point loss last week to Seneca. Scoreless in the first. Abbeville's DeMarcus Leach, the South Carolina commit, bullies his way in for 6. Panthers take the lead. Powdersville replies. Eli Huggins whips that thing to Keegan Reed. A 20-yard strike. The Patriots would miss the extra point, down 7-6. But then it's Leach with his own answer. Finds Darius Riley down the sideline. That's how it's done. Abbeville gets a 53-43 win. That's it for our first half of the break. We'll be right back. Oh, we do have some scores to show you quickly. Dorman beating Grayson 53-0. Emerald over Travelers Rest 38-0. You also have Walhalla beating Pickens 49-10, and Eastside over Carolina 27-0. So we're going to take a quick timeout. We have some terrific highlights still to come. Of course, we hope to get you our game of the week between Gaffney and JL Man. But first, we have mic'd up tonight with Woodmont head coach Ty Sutherland.
Make sure it's kicked, do your job. Would the stretch have been there if he would have caught the snap? And it's a personal foul, 15. 15. Keep playing now, keep playing. Make him take it. I mean, that's your heart. You playing the kid for playing hard. He runs straight up the middle. We would have scored. You didn't know what to do, did you? Yeah, I know. That's why I called it. That's why I called it. They can't play with us, can they? Can't play with us.
Thanks for the warm welcome, ladies. Down on West Georgia Road, Woodmont with their season opener night taking on Seneca. They beat Powdersville in that close game last week in week 0. First quarter, Seneca punting. The snap is high and it's fumbled, and Woodmont's Joe Barry knocks over the punter. Woodmont takes over on the 2-yard line. They would score on the very next play. Second quarter now. Our Tuck and Howell play of the week. Wildcats back to pass. Seneca's Zion Robinson forces the fumble. Jermaine Miller, the scoop and the score. Seneca goes up 10-7. The Wildcats would respond. Ensuing drive. Ezekiel Belcher, the handoff. He finds the end zone. And Woodmont goes on top 14-10. But it's Seneca that comes up with the 31-21 win. The beat goes on Friday Night Hits. The Christchurch Cavaliers in a new classification this year after winning the 1A title last December. Meeting the Asheville school for a 4th straight year. They beat the Blues by 1 last September. First drive of the game. Tucker Hendricks. He's picked off by Xander Baptiste. Nothing but a gulf of green about him. An opening drive pick 6 for Asheville. One of 4 first quarter turnovers for Christchurch as they are shut out at home by Asheville 42-0. Greenville nearly came all the way back. An exciting second half against Dorman last Friday, looking for win number 1 under J-Bo Shaw against Riverside. A goal line run in the second there, and Greenville down just 14-7. The Riverside, though, they've got the ball. Gideon Merheeb has his guy. They don't call him Speedy for nothing. 37-yard touchdown at Jaden Speedy Taylor. And Riverside wins this one going away 49-26. Hillcrest posting a shutout last week on the road. They welcome Clover to Simpsonville tonight. Hillcrest led 20-13 at halftime, adding on in the third. Jackson Free rolling out, connecting with Trevolis Walker for a 31-yard touchdown. Hillcrest goes up by a couple of scores. And they managed to just keep on pulling away in this one. Clover would make it a little bit closer. TJ McClooney takes advantage of a 10-yard fumble return, makes it to 27-20, but the Rams do ultimately pull away Braden Johnson into the end zone, and they get a 55-20 win as Hillcrest moves to 2-0. I'll show you a couple scores from across the area. Palmetto over Crescent, 34-28. 96 beating Ware Shoals, 41-30. Dixie over Fox Creek, 34-24. And Liberty getting a win over Southside, 34-14. The Golden Hurricanes crashing against the Green Wave tonight in Easley. Wren looked like a Category 5 last Friday. Easley losing a high-scoring opener against rival Pickens in Week 0. But this one, all about the Hurricanes. Reese Price, part of that explosive backfield for Wren. 48 yards to the timeshare. 7-0 Hurricanes. And later in the first, Colton Bagwell, the Canes QB, he's off. The Hurricanes get another blowout, 55-7 over Easley. Boiling Springs taking the field with heavy hearts, honoring their teammate Ethan Harrell, who died in a crash last weekend. Then they had to play a game against Malden. Lincoln Husky hooking up with his guy Kyle Patterson. Check out Patterson tracking that ball. Touchdown Bulldogs 7-0, and Boiling Springs gets a 31-12 win over Malden. Broome and Chesney, both teams dropping their openers last week. The Centurions early in this game backed up in their own end after a terrific punt. Ain't no thing for Jamison Drearyberry. Hits Braden Simpson in stride. 95 yards for the Broome score, and they go on to get a 34-27 win over Chesney. Now we do want to get back to our game of the week. We promised it early, and we have it for you. Gaffney going to JL Man, a thrilling game into overtime. Chase Justice with our game of the week.
Undoubtedly the hottest ticket in the upstate during week 1 right here at Slayton Field, where the JL Man Patriots look to improve upon their 1-0 record hosting the tried and true Gaffney Indians. And those Patriots would waste no time getting the night started. 2 minutes in, fresh off a muffed Gaffney punt, Nikias Morrison pounds it in from 2 yards out. Man strikes first, up 7-0. Still in the first quarter, just 2 minutes later, the Arkansas commit Javon Gilmore, in his first start as a Gaffney Indian, finds Shane Davidson on a 25-yard pitch and catch. Extra point attempt would be no good. Gaffney makes it a 7-6 game. Gaffney would lead 12-7 late in the second half as Gilmore connects with Chaz Smith, capping off an 85-yard touchdown drive for the Indians, who head to the break with a 2-possession lead, 19-10. After a turnover on downs, Man needs a score. 4th and goal, less than 2 minutes left, and Obadiah Jones crosses the pylon. We're all tied up 34-34. First overtime, 2nd and 3, and the linebacker Andrew Roop doing his best Tebow impression. He powers it in for the 2-point conversion as well. Gaffney retakes the lead 42-34. First play of overtime for the Patriots offense. LaDainian Martin goes untouched into the end zone for the score, but the Pats need to stay in this game, and they just wouldn't be able to bring it home. The Gaffney Indians win an instant classic at Slayton Field, 42-40.
They're not going to quit, that they're competitors and they're going to keep fighting. Yeah, they get discouraged when they get scored on or whatever, but that's part of the game, and certainly proud of their effort, and hey, we'll take it. Great way to start the year.
The Gaffney Indians will head back to Cherokee County, a perfect 1-0. They'll host the Greenville Red Raiders in week 2, while the JL Man Patriots will turn their attention to a home date against the Daniel Lions. In Greenville, I'm Chase Justice, WYFF News 4 Sports.
Chase, thank you. So Gaffney with an opening night win, and what a game that was in our game of the week. Let's show you a few more scores from across our area. Pendleton and Keenan, a low-scoring game, but it's the Bulldogs with a 12-8 win. Greenwood opening their season with a 37-18 win over Beaufort. McCormick losing at home to Lincoln County 49-16. And this game was actually Thursday night. We showed you those highlights last night, but the Daniel Lions went to the Midlands, played Stratford, and ultimately pulled away from the Knights for a 52-36 win. All right, that'll do it for week 1 of Friday Night Hits. For Chase and our entire crew, thank you so much for joining us. We love this time of year, love high school football. Cannot believe the college football season gets started. Tomorrow, of course, Clemson, Georgia, South Carolina, Old Dominion, Furman goes to Ole Miss. So many great games all day long. My Florida Gators hosting Miami. Enjoy your college football weekend the best possible time of year. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next week, same time, same place.